So, good day, learners. You are welcome to another session on ANA 211, which is the systemic and functional anatomy. And in this study session, we shall be looking at and discussing gastrointestinal tract, also known as GIT. So, the GIT is also known as the digestive system, and it's a complex series of organs and glands that work together to break down food, absorb nutrients, and expel waste. So it begins in the mouth and continues through the esophagus, through the stomach, to the small intestine, the large intestine, and ending along the anus. So along the way, several accessory organs, including the liver, the pancreas, the gallbladder, contribute enzymes and bile to aid digestion. The GIT plays crucial role in maintaining the overall health by ensuring the body receives nutrients it needs for energy, growth, and repair, while also regulating waste elimination. So this is the learning outcome for study session 8. At the end of this study session, you should be able to name and describe the organs of the digestive tract. You should be able to describe the accessory organs of digestion and biliary apparatus. You should be able to discuss the histology of the GIT, and you should be able to enumerate the general function of the GIT. So the GIT consists of organs that make up of alimentary canal. We've already talked about the organs. We talk about the mouth. We talk about the esophagus. We talk about the stomach, small intestine, the large intestine. So it is also a one-way tube. You get it now. So starting from the mouth and terminating at the anus. So the GIT, the alimentary canal, is approximately 8.62 meters during life, and it elongates after death, so to about 10.67 meters. So the primary function of alimentary canal is to one, to nourish the body by digesting the food that we take in and absorbing the nutrients from this food and expelling the waste in the food. So here is the structure of the GIT organs. Where's my highlight? Always, so we have starting from the oral cavity where food is being taken in, down to the esophagus, then to the stomach, then from the stomach to the small intestine, to the duodenum, to the jejunum, and to the ileum, then to here where it connects to from the ileum to the cecum of the large intestine. Yeah, this is the ascending colon, this is the transverse, this is the descending colon, and to the rectum all the way down to the anus. So it is a one-way passage system. So the tube begins at the mouth and ends at the anus. So along with it is modified into different sections such as the pharynx, esophagus, stomach, and small and large intestine, just to meet the demands of digestion and nutrient absorption. So we start with the first organs of the so we'll start with the first organ of the GIT. So the first organ, which is okay, before I go there, I would like to tell you that the GIT is the organs of the GIT is divided into the major organs and the accessory organs. So the major organs are the one along the alimentary canal way, and the accessory organs, they are the liver, they are the pancreas, gallbladder. So all this one, they are accessory. They just aid in the digestion. They have their own primary function that they are doing, but they just contribute their own quota to the digestion. So the first of the major organ of the GIT is the mouth. So the mouth, or the oral cavity, is the initial part of the GIT framed by the cheeks, tongue, and palate. So it has lips, the labia covered by the skin. So all those stuffs done. So the lips form an entrance to the mouth. So externally, they are covered by skin, which transition to a mucous membrane within the oral cavity. So the lips, the labia appear red due to the rich vascular supply beneath a thin layer of keratin, and they have significant sensory representation in the brain. so possibly human contributing to the human inclination for kissing. So this is still talking about the mouth. So, and this is the diagrammatical representation of the mouth. So here we can see the superior labial frenulum, the hard palate, the soft palate, the uvula here, the lingual frenulum, and all. So the this region of the mouth plays roles in essentially in the chewing of food, and it gives a platform for digestion as saliva is being produced or is being secreted in the mouth, and this saliva they mix with the food, and they try saliva contains amylase, and the amylase in saliva works on the carbohydrates on the food eaten. So that is where the digestion first take place. So carbohydrates is being broken down in the starch digesting in the mouth, where it's being acted upon by the amylase, bring down all the way into the stomach. So this region plays a key role in the process of chewing and swallowing and so another one, this one is more of an accessory organs of the digestive system, which is the teeth or the dentist. So they are vital structures, they are similar to bones, and they are used to tear, grind, and mechanically break down food. So over a lifetime, a human develops two sets of teeth, which are the baby teeth and the permanent teeth. So baby teeth are also known as the deciduous teeth and deciduous teeth. So this on the right hand side here is the structure of the teeth. We have the enamel, which is the white and the hard parts. Under beneath it, we have the dentine, and inside we have the pulp cavity and the root canal. So the deciduous or the baby teeth now. The deciduous teeth is also known as baby teeth, and it begins to emerge around about 6 months thereabout of age. So they are the first to appear. The first of them to appear is the incisors in the front now. So followed by the canines and the molars. So by the age of 2 and 2.5 years, a child will typically has all the 20 of their baby teeth. So these temporary teeth are gradually replaced by permanent teeth between the age of 6 and 12 as they develop within the jaw bones. So for the permanent teeth, as the child grows, the jaw bones expand. As the jaw bones expand, that means that there is space now for the permanent teeth to start growing. So around the age of 6, the first molars appear, followed by replacement of baby incisors with permanent ones. Once canines and premolars then follow. So by the age of 12, the second set of permanent molars emerge. Finally, during the late adolescence or early adulthood, the third molars or wisdom teeth may appear. In some cases, due to insufficient space or jaw abnormalities, wisdom teeth may need to be removed. So the salivary glands now. So the salivary glands are also part of the accessory organs of the GIT. So the salivary glands are embedded in the mucous membrane of the mouth and tongue. So these minor exocrine glands continuously secrete saliva, so either directly into the oral cavity or indirectly through ducts, even sleep. So on the average, about 1 to 1.5 liters of saliva is secreted daily, with small amount that is being secreted from the labia glands in the lips. So the saliva is composed majorly of water, about 95.5%. Then we can find the ions, glycoprotein, enzymes, and growth factors, and then waste products in them. So the key digestive component in saliva is the enzyme salivary amylase, which begins the breakdown of carbohydrates. Though the food doesn't remain in the mouth for long enough to complete digestion, so salivary amylase continues to work. So continues to work on the carbohydrates all the way until all the way until it reaches the stomach, where it is being inactivated by stomach acids. So other important substances that are present in the saliva are the bicarbonate and the biphosphate ions. So they help maintain the saliva's pH to be between the pH range of 6.35 and 6.85. That is slightly alkaline. So the salivary mucus lubricates food and it aids in bolus formation to aid swallowing. So glands such as buccal glands, palatal glands, and lingual glands, they ensure sufficient saliva production throughout the mouth. So after this is we move to the pharynx now. So this is the second of the major organs of the GIT. So the first one is the mouth, the second one is the pharynx. So the teeth, the salivary gland, they are accessory organs. Now the pharynx serves as it serves a dual function in digestion and respiration. So its function in digestion and its function in respiration. So as it receives both food and air from the mouth and air from the nasal cavities. So involuntary muscle contraction in the pharynx ensure that airways are closed when food enters to prevent choking. So the pharynx extend upwards to the nasal cavity and downwards to the larynx. So the soft palate at the back portion of the oral cavity with the uvula, a soft V-shaped mass hanging from it. So the pharynx now, the throat is divided into three regions as we discussed, I think in the study session 7. So the first region is the nasopharynx, the and if you have nasa connecting to the nasa. So that is the region of throat connecting to the nasa, then the oropharynx and then the laryngopharynx. So the nasopharynx is only involved in breathing. Do you get it now? It's still at this upper part of this or upper part that is related to the nasal cavity. So it's only involved in breathing and speech. So it lies superiorly and it is not associated with digestion. So therefore, the epithelium of this nasopharynx is slightly softer. It is not as hard because food particles is not passing through it. But when it gets to the oropharynx, which is located below the nasopharynx, so that one is shared by both the respirative and digestive system. And this is where the epithelium changes. It changes from that of the nasopharynx. Then the third one, which is the laryngopharynx, it is the lowermost region continuous with the oropharynx. It also supports both breathing and digestion. So then we move to the esophagus. So the esophagus is a muscular tube that connects the pharynx then to the stomach. So it is located behind the trachea. So it remains collapsed when not swallowing. So the inner lining is made of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, protecting it from erosion by food particles. So the esophagus has layers in the histology, has layers. So the first one is the mucosal layer. So the mucosal layer contains mucus secreting glands. So the second layer is the muscularis layer. So it's this one changes along this length. So the upper part for the upper part of the esophagus contains in the muscularis layer it contains the skeletal muscles. Then the middle third contains a mix of skeletal and smooth muscle, and the lower third is a purely for smooth muscle. So the outermost layer is the adventitia. So unlike other organs that are in the abdominal cavity, so their outermost layer is the serosa. But because this one is not in the abdominal cavity, so the outer layer is the adventitia. So it provides a structural support. So the stomach, now to the stomach. The stomach is a J-shaped organ that is located. So the stomach is a J-shaped organ that is located in the upper left abdomen. So it connects the esophagus to the duodenum, which are part of the small intestine, and it serves as temporary holding chamber for food. So the stomach stores food, releases it gradually into small intestine, and it also mixes it with digestive juices to form chyme. That is, the stomach also produces in addition to temporarily hold food, in addition to to serving as a chamber for holding food, it also produces digestive juices. So and inside the stomach, chemical digestion occurs. So continuing the carbohydrate digestion, and starting the protein and fat breakdown. So here is the structure of the stomach. So the stomach has four regions. So we have the cardia, the fundus, the body, and the pylorus. So this in the lower section of the image here, so we can see here the cardia as a green image here is represented in green. The fundus is represented in pink, I think, and the body is represented in blue, while the pylorus is represented in the yellow. So when the stomach is empty, the inner lining forms a large fold called rugae. So the special cells in the lining of the stomach, they secrete substances that mix together to form what is known as gastric juice. So the two main components of this gastric juice are hydrochloric acid and pepsin. So hydrochloric acid is a strong acid that softens the connective tissue in meat when we eat meat. So HCl is the one that softens the meat, that destroy that soften the collagen in the meat. So for easier digestion and destroys hydrochloric acid also destroys foreign organisms. So the second major components of the gastric juice is the pepsin. So pepsin is a protein digesting enzyme. So this enzyme is produced in an inactive form and is activated only when food enters the stomach and HCl is produced. So now we start from after the stomach is the small intestine. So the small intestine is the longest segment of the alimentary canal, measuring approximately 3.05 meters or 10 feet in length in the living person. So the role of small intestine is that it serves as the primary digestive organ where chyme from the stomach undergoes further digestion and then nutrient absorption. So number one, small intestine, it continues digestion. Then secondly, the digested food, the nutrients in them is being absorbed and passed through to the liver. So the small intestine is called and divided into three distinct regions. So from proximal, which is the closest to the stomach, is the duodenum. So the duodenum is majorly concerned with digestion, the digestion, then the jejunum. This part is majorly concerned with the absorption, how to extract nutrients in the food, in the food particles. And then the helium. The helium too is selectively involved in the absorption of nutrients too. So the duodenum, which is the first part of the small intestine, it receives chyme from the stomach. So it contains glands that secrete mucus to protect the acidic chyme, to protect against the acidic chyme. You know, the chyme coming from the stomach has been mixed with the gastric juice, which contain the HCl. So this part of the small intestine now secrete mucus, so as to protect against the acidic chyme. So the duodenum is also the site where digestive juices from the liver and pancreas are introduced. If you remembered, I said earlier that there are accessory organs of digestive system. You get it now. So the organs such as liver, such as pancreas, such as the gallbladder. There are other ones too, like the saliva and the teeth in the mouth region. So, but the liver, we know the liver has its own very broad functions. But yeah, talking from the digestive perspective, it also contributes its own quota. How? It secretes a substance called the bile. You get it now. So the bile is being stored in the gallbladder then passes through to into the small intestine. So the pancreas too also has its own primary function, but it contributes its own quota to the digestive process. So the duodenum, at this site, this duodenum, the duodenum part of the small intestine is the site where digestive juices from the liver and the pancreas enters the small intestine to contribute to the digestive process. So the second part of the small intestine is the jejunum. So The jejunum is the middle section where most of the nutrients and absorption occurs. Do you get it now? So all these the nutrients absorbed from the chyme, do you get it now? It is being passed through to the liver via a vein called the hepatic portal vein. Do you get it now? So yeah, that vein transports a nutrient rich blood to the liver, and from the liver the nutrients being circulated throughout the body or be stored in the liver, as the case may be. So the the jejunum has a rich blood supply, yeah, as it should be, because it is majorly concerned with the absorption of nutrients. So it has a rich blood supply, and it is lined with highly folded mucosa to maximize absorption. So, and then the last part of the small intestine, which is the ileum. So, this is the place where it connects to the where the small intestine connects to the large intestine. So it continues in the ileum. Digestion also continues, and absorption also continues there too. So it continues the process of digestion and absorption, and is responsible for absorbing vitamin B12 and bile salts. Please note this very well. So that is the reason why I say the ileum is selectively involved in the absorption process too, because it's selectively is only concerned with vitamin B12 and bile salts. So the walls of small intestine are specially adapted for absorption. They feature millions of tiny finger-like projections called villi. So this which increase the surface area of the small intestine. So each epithelial cell has even smaller folds of the cell membrane known as the microvilli. So further enhancing the absorptive capacity of the small intestine. So we move to the large intestine. Okay, now the large intestine. So the large intestine is the final segment of the alimentary canal. So the large intestine plays a vital role in absorbing the remaining water and nutrients, synthesizing vitamins, and forming and eliminating feces. So you note, please note maybe let me highlight it for you, the roles of the large intestine in absorbing remaining water and nutrients. It absorbs the remaining water and nutrients that were not absorbed by the small intestine. It synthesizes vitamins and is forming and eliminating of feces. Forming and elimination of feces. So so the uh, like the small intestine too, which has the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. So the large intestine too also contain parts, different parts like that. So the first part of the large intestine is known as the cecum. So the large intestine starts with the cecum, which is a pouch-like structure located in the lower right abdomen. So the ileocecal valve located between the ileum or the small intestine and the cecum of the large intestine prevents food from flowing backward to the small intestine. So this valve only allow one-way passage for the movement of food to this for movement of food from the small intestine for the to the large intestine and not otherwise. So attached to the cecum is the vermiform appendix. So appendix, which is a worm-like tube and a lymphatic tissue that may become inflamed, causing appendicitis. So that don't mind this topic, the small intestine. It is not the small intestine, it is the large intestine. If you have we've already moved to the large intestine. So after cecum, the other part, the next part of the large intestine is the colon. So the colon is subdivided into three, three or four, I think four. So the first one we have the ascending colon that extend upward to on the right side. The second one is the transverse colon that crosses the abdomen from the right to the left, and the third one is the descending colon that travels down the left side of the abdomen, and the last one is the sigmoid colon, which is an S-shaped segment leading to the rectum. So the this is the end of our the large intestine. Then we have the rectum and the anal canal. So the rectum serves as a temporary storage for stool. Temporary. So feces are eventually eliminated through the anal canal and anus by a process called defecation, which is involving both voluntary and involuntary muscle actions. So the large intestine secretes mucus to facilitate the movement of waste, but does not release any digestive enzymes. So at intervals, involuntary contractions propel waste towards the rectum. So now let's talk about the blood supply of the GIT. So the blood supply of the GIT plays a crucial role in both digestion and metabolic activity of the digestive organ. So the blood supply serves two main functions. The first one is nutrient transport, and the second one is the supply of oxygen and nutrients to the organs of the GIT. So if you could remember when I was talking about the hepatic portal vein, which transports our nutrients absorbed from the small intestine to the liver. So let us look at the first aspect, which is the nutrient transport now. So after digestion, blood vessels transport protein and carbohydrate nutrients absorbed by the mucosal cells into the bloodstream. So through the hepatic portal vein. So lipids are also absorbed into lactics, which are small lymphatic vessels. So this ensures that nutrients from digested food are distributed throughout the body. So the second function of the blood supply in the GIT is to supply oxygen and nutrients to the organs that are working to to absorb these nutrients themselves. So this the organs of the alimentary canal require oxygen and they require nutrients like all uh, all other organs of the body, so to support their cellular processes. So the blood vessels ensure that the digestive organs are provided with these essential elements to function effectively. So the key supply sources of the GIT. We have the first, before we move to that, we have the anterior digestive tract, which is the mouth region, and maybe the throat region, the pharynx region. Then we have the lower digestive tract, which is the starting from the esophagus down. So we have the lower digestive tract. So for the anterior digestive tract now, blood supply to the upper GI tract comes from arteries that are branching off from the aortic arch and thoracic aorta. So now for the lower digestive tract now, the abdominal aorta provides the major blood supply to the lower GI tract, and these arteries include one, the celiac trunk, through the SMA, also known as the superior mesenteric artery, and three, the IMA, which is known as the inferior mesenteric artery. So for the lower digestive tract now, so the celiac trunk supplies the liver, it supplies the stomach, and it supplies the duodenal part of the small intestine. For the SMA artery, or for the SMA, the superior mesenteric artery, it supplies blood and nutrients to the small intestine, to the other part of the small intestine, which is the jejunum and the ileum, and the parts of the large intestine. You get it now. I think that is the third portion of the large intestine, and the inferior mesenteric artery supplies the remaining portions of the large intestine, as the remaining one third portion of the large intestine, and I think all this rectum and the rectum. So the extrinsic, now talking about the innervations now, apart from the blood supply. Now the extrinsic nerve innervation from the ANS, from the automatic nervous system, regulates blood flow from the GI tract activity through sympathetic and parasympathetic control. So these nerves also control sensations like taste, chewing, and movement of food through the mouth. So now let us now look at the accessory organs of digestion. So the accessory organs of digestion play an essential role in assisting the breakdown of food and absorption of nutrients. Even though they are not part of the main GI tract, these organs work by producing and secreting substance such as bile and digestive enzymes that help digest food. So the first of these accessory organs is the teeth and tongue. So these organs assist in mechanical chewing in the mouth. So the teeth break down food into smaller pieces, which the tongue helps move and manipulate this food into bolus. So for better chewing and swallowing. So the second one is the salivary glands. So the salivary gland is located in the mouth. Is located in the, so this gland begin the chemical digestion by secreting saliva, which contain the salivary amylase. So which break down carbohydrates. So the third of the accessory organs is the liver. So the liver, what it does in the digestive perspective is that it produces bile. So this bile is stored in the gallbladder and it is now released into the small intestine upon when need arises for it. So the bile is critical. What bile does is that it emulsifies fats. You get now emulsification of fats. So it break them down into smaller molecules for easy absorption. So the next one is the gallbladder apparently. So this gallbladder is only for storage of the bile. So it stores and concentrates the bile that is being produced from the liver. So releasing into the small intestine when needed during digestion. So the next accessory organ is the pancreas. So the pancreas releases digestive enzymes into the small intestine to continue the chemical breakdown of carbohydrates, proteins, and fat. So it also secretes bicarbonate to neutralize stomach acid, protecting the lining of the small intestine. So the liver now, let us look at the liver properly. So the liver is the largest gland in the body and it weighs about 3 pounds and plays vital roles in digestion and metabolism. So it is located in the upper right quadrant of the abdomen beneath the diaphragm and it is divided into two primary lobes, which is the right and the left lobes. And the right lobe contains two smaller lobes, which is the quadrate and the caudate lobes. So the liver receives about 1.5 quarts of blood per minute, and these sources of blood are two. So the first one is the hepatic artery, which carries oxygenated blood to the liver, and the portal vein, which carry nutrient-rich blood from digestion. So these are the functions of the liver: glucose storage, protein synthesis, waste elimination, fat metabolism, bioproduction, which is our primary concern in this study session. So it's also red blood cell destruction, vitamin and iron study. So from the digestive perspective, the liver's primary digestive function is the bioproduction, which is crucial for breaking down and absorbing fats. So bile travels through ducts, eventually reaching the duodenum to aid digestion. So the second one is the pancreas. The next one is the pancreas, sorry. So the pancreas is soft, elongated gland. So it is situated behind the stomach and extending from the duodenum to the spleen. So the pancreas performs both exocrine and endocrine functions, making it essential for digestion and metabolism. So the digestive enzymes and alkaline fluids are collected in the pancreatic ducts, which either emerges with the common bile duct or empties into the duodenum. So the secretion of bicarbonate also helps maintain pH. Let me take that again. The secretion of bicarbonate by the pancreas also helps maintain pH balance in the blood by neutralizing stomach acid. This unique mix of digestive and regulatory functions make the pancreas vital to the overall metabolic health. So now to the key functions of the pancreas. As we said before, it's exocrine function and endocrine function. So for the exocrine function, which is what we are mainly concerned with, is it secretes the digestive enzymes that break down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, and nucleic acid. These enzymes are produced in inactive forms and become active only in the small intestine to prevent damage to the pancreas that produce these enzymes. So additionally, the pancreas also produces alkaline fluid which neutralizes stomach acid in the small intestine, protecting its lining. So for the endocrine function of the pancreas releases hormones like insulin, like glucagon into the blood to regulate blood sugar levels. So now the gallbladder. Now the gallbladder is a small muscular sac about 8 to 10 centimeter long, located on the posterior surface of the right lobe of the liver. So its primary function is to store and concentrate bile, which is produced by the liver when stimulated. So the gallbladder helps propels bile into the duodenum via a common bile duct to aid in the digestion of fats. So the gallbladder is anatomically divided into three regions: the fundus, the body, and the neck. So the bile stored in the gallbladder is released during digestion to emulsify fats, aiding their absorption in the small intestine. So the now to the histology of the GIT. So the GIT is composed of four distinct tissue layers, so that adapt structurally to meet specific functions. So as I said earlier, the upper part of the GIT, that one, the outer layer. Okay, now let us this layer starting from the innermost to now moving outward to the outermost. So the innermost layer of the GI tract is the mucosa that secretes mucus. Then the second layer is the submucosa. The third layer is the muscularis, and the fourth layer is the serosa. Now this is where they differ. This serosa is only present in the GI organs that are in the abdominal cavity. Yeah. For the GI organs or structures that are above the abdominal cavity, they are replaced by this serosa is replaced by adventitia. So the mucosa layer now. So the mucosa is also known as the mucous membrane and plays a crucial role in secretion, absorption, and protection. So it consists of one, the epithelium. So epithelium is in direct contact in di- with the ingested food with specialized cells for secretion and absorption. So the mucosa also consists of the lamina propria, which is a supportive layer of connective tissue beneath the epithelium and is similar to the dermis of the skin that contains blood vessels and lymphatics. So the third aspect, or let me say the third layer of the mucosa is the muscularis mucosae, which is a thin layer of smooth muscles that helps move the mucosa and enhance the contact with food for better digestion and absorption. So each of these three layers of the mucosa works together to facilitate the GI tract's ability to process and absorb nutrients. So the second layer now in the histology of the GI tract is the submucosal layer. So the submucosa is directly beneath the mucosal layer. So it is composed of dense connective tissue which binds the mucosa to the muscularis. So this layer contains blood vessels, lymphatics, and submucosal glands that release digestive secretions. So additionally, a dense of network of nerves known as the submucosal plexus innervates the submucosa and is controlling the secretion and blood flow in the GI tract. So the third layer is known as the muscularis layer. So the muscularis externa is the third layer, primarily composed of two layers of smooth muscles, which are the inner circular layer and the outer longitudinal layer. So this muscle layer coordinates peristaltic contraction that helps mix and prepare food through the digestive tract, promoting mechanical digestion and exposure to digestive enzymes. So the serosa is the outermost layer found only in the part of the digestive system located within the abdominal cavity. So it is composed of a thin layer of visceral peritoneum overlaying loose connective tissue. So for regions that are outside the abdominal cavity, like the mouth and the pharynx and the esophagus, this layer is replaced by the adventitia, which is a fibrous layer that can cause the organs to surrounding tissues. So the peritoneum now is a serous membrane. It is lining the abdominal cavity and covering most of the abdominal organs. So it is divided into parietal peritoneum and the visceral peritoneum. So the parietal peritoneum lines the abdominal wall, while the visceral peritoneum covers the surface of the abdominal organs. So the peritoneum plays a key role in suspending and supporting the abdominal organs, away allowing some degree of movement. So the visceral peritoneum includes several major folds that serve to anchor and support abdominal organs while allowing the passage of essential vessels and nerves. So these folds contain blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, and nerves, which innervates and supply the organs where they are associated. So, hello, learners. So we've come to the end of the study section 8, which is the GI tract. So, can for further clarification, questions and answer, you can do that on the group. We can do that in the group, and you can also contact your study material for it. So have a nice day.